do like Doom double flex, which gives you a ton of options in terms of what you want to do. You've got a nice front to back matchup as well, somewhat. But there are aspects of this matchup that are less straightforward. So I guess we can start with, I mean, you two told me as well, you kind of felt helpless in this game, right? I guess we can start with, like, what are your jobs as D.Va? Fairly basic question, but what are you looking to do against their comp?
I should contest their backline, make sure they can't do their jobs,
Right,
and protect mine when needed.
Right. Still sneeze. But when would it be best to do that, contesting their backline? When is that, like, gonna be on your top priority list?
When they're on high ground or doing something dangerous.
Yeah, right. So, like, if they're doing, well off of that, right? When are they going to be doing something dangerous, do you think?
If my team is low or they're ulting.
Sure. When is the Honor and Zen gonna peak, do you think? Most likely.
When they're gonna peak.
Yeah,
I
when are
haven't
they
thought
going to
about
be
that.
aggressive and dangerous?
I don't.
You always cut up there a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that question. I usually just look at them.
Right. So like, there'll be moments in this game, right, where the Doom's gonna have punch, like he'll have empowered punch, and basically once he hits your backline, like there's nothing you can really do about it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sure, you can eat some of his shots, right? That's something you can potentially do. But the big thing, I guess, with that, there's like two things that I'm seeing against the comp here, right? Is I'll use this word to write it. Is disrupting Doomfist from ever being able to get a good punch on your backline. Because once he gets his empowered punch, and once he gets into a position where he can connect onto your backline, it's over. Like, the fight's done. That's kind of actually how I saw a little bit of your first point in defense. That's actually how you lose it. And the way you beat that, or the way you sort of match it, is disrupting the Doomfist entirely. Also disrupting Doom's staging. In other words, if he's got empowered punch, he needs to be punching out. He needs to be half HP. He needs to be far away from your backline. He needs to be somewhere that is like not aggressive at all in any shape or form. And at least he needs to be able to have used this empowered punch to like either get out or whatever the case may be. If you're stacked on your honor zen or you're forced to fly away for whatever reason, it's over. The fight's done. The second thing about their backline is usually like during soft engages, or like maybe when Doom's got punch or whatever the case may be, if Doom actually does have his punch, or the dive itself is like you just can't peel it for whatever reason, right? Maybe again their Genji gets nano boosted, or there's a nano blade going on, or maybe this guy gets empowered punch and he has meteor strike. Whatever the case may be, usually when the Genji slash Doomist are gonna go in, that's when Ana Zen are gonna walk, and that's the key time for you to sort of split off, zone, dive the Ana Zen, and make sure that there's no important nades, discords, damage, range threats. Cassidy too, actually. I'll put Cassidy here as well. That's the time to actually zone them off. There'll be it's really important that the zoning is really important here, because what I don't want happening is you get forced out, or you're forced to fly away into the Ana Zen Cassidy. Like you get your armor chunked off, or you get slept, or you get naded, or you get Fanda hammered, and you're forced to fly away because you lose all your armor. That's really gonna detriment. That's really gonna impact how long you can stay in the fight. And when we talk about the soft engage, or like the Doom punch, right? If you're forced to fly away back to your team, and this guy gets out and he's got empowered punch, it's really not looking good. And there's a few times that happens in the game as well. So it's really maximizing your uptime when you're zoning off the backline. It's really about preventing and disrupting the Doomfist in the pre-fight, making sure he gets forced out. Same with the Genji too, but especially the Doomfist, and all that kind of stuff there as well. So actually, we'll look at your defense first, because I think that's one. It's four rounds here. We'll look at the defense first because I think the attack was a little bit of a roll. And yeah, we'll switch from here, and we'll see how it pans out. Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. Obviously here you know roughly what they're running because of the attack. So Genji dashes in, lock him out, he's left out, right? fairly easy peeling there. It's important to note, I'm sure you're already aware of this, because, you do it subconsciously, but it's important to note the cooldowns that people like Genji do use, because right now, Genji's not a threat anymore. Right? Like, he just uses dash and his deflect. He's not going to be a threat. So you're able, as a result, to do this. Right? You're able to fly onto Doomfist here. Right? Like, you see him, you fly onto him, right? Unfortunately, you don't fly onto him. Why don't you go top right, like the normal direction? Why don't you just like fly over here and try and mark him out?
Oh, over here?
Yeah, like over here, right, and then try and go onto him.
Oh, I thought I should. Late.
Yeah, voice is cutting out a little bit there.
Okay.
Let me show you. My Discord's fine. This is voice. My Discord's like fully green in terms of the voice. I can vaguely hear you, but it's like phasing in and out. Not sure. Yeah, I still can't. Yeah.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, I heard you say let's try this again. I heard that. But it's still like phasey and glitchy.
Hello?
Hello. Okay. Yeah, there, your voice is cleaner there. Alright. Hopefully there's less tech issues. Yeah, why not fly onto this sort of platform here and force out doing this directly?
I wasn't thinking. I thought I should just DM the Zen. Because if I'm behind him, I can't.
Right. I mean, the way I see it is like there's like two things to this, right? So like you can still DM Zen anyways, like you can still fly here and then literally get in front of Doomfist and DM his shots, so that's fine anyways. And I feel like you'll be quicker to do that anyways because this building or this part of the building is gonna cut you off. Like you can't obviously fly in like literally inside the building and cut off the Doomfist and eat his shots. So here would have just been easier, quicker, and you don't miss the high ground there. Of course, Zen's kind of making a mistake here, to be fair. But yeah, I think that's just the small thing there. It's just quicker to do, and I think you're overthinking it too much. The second part of that as well is you don't give up that much space. You don't give up as much space as you do here, because when you fly over here, you're giving up more space than had you flied over here. Right? It's a little bit of a small thing, but if you stay on this platform, you can then look to mark Kiriko. You can drop off and then look to go with the statue again, right? You keep a little bit more space. And again, when we talk about, preventing their Doomfist from staging, if you're playing here as D.Va, no one can actually reach the high ground. No one can actually like duel you or contest you. Like Doom's are going to contest you. Kiriko can't contest you. Genji can't. You can stay on this high ground here and prevent their staging, which is really, really important. Just by your body. So that all that importance there is again why I wanted you to go top right. Because the physical presence there is domineering. But yeah. Okay, and obviously you don't get to high ground there, sadly. Okay. Hey, okay, you see your Hanzo gets antied, he's low HP. You're probably looking to pill from him right now. Sure. And here I think you just go a little bit too deep, right? And I think it's a kind of, you get so tunneled in helping out your Hanzo. And I think I've maybe mentioned this to you beforehand as well, where the first half of your boost is a general rule on D.Va, but the first half of your boosters is going to be different compared to the second half of your boosters here. So the first half of it is used to be like, okay, I'm going to boost her onto my Hanzo. The second half of it should be used to think about where you're going to land, or where you're going to move to, or how can I still help my Hanzo while keeping myself safe, And here, you're going all the way onto your Hanzo, like so deep into your Hanzo here, right? But in actuality, where could you have maybe fly to that keeps you safer while also being able to still help your Hanzo? Where could you maybe fly to be able to do that?
More closer to the point.
Right, so maybe that could be, you can cancel your boosters here maybe, and then the defense matrix, the Hanzo here, that could work. Maybe you could go into the statue up here is more what I was thinking. Like you can fly onto the statue, you've got the statue as the cover, you can still DM your Hanzo right side or left side, But of course, again, you've got more cover to use, right? So it's a small placement thing, but it makes a big difference because I believe you get punched by Doomfist into the wall, right? And you get completely destroyed here, mech-wise, right? Whereas again, had you just flown up to this high ground here, you could have done the exact same job. You could have DM'd your Hanzo while keeping you 10 times more safe. Because of the statue, because you're not getting punched by Doomfist, right? It's that nuance there that's really important. Of course you're not a Winston player, but it's something that's really important on Winston is jumping to these like little high grounds and make sure you don't get forced out. Same thing on Hazard here too. When you're leaping to go in, you can wall yourself vertically upwards and then use that wall as your high ground here essentially. Same thing on D.Va. It's really, really important. And here you get forced out really easily, right? And when I talked about at the start of the VOD, about how the moment you lose all your space is the moment you've lost this fight. Because now, Doom's got full punch, and you're stacked on top of your backline. Like, it's over. At this point, it's over. And you're down one as well. So, there's nothing you could have done there to prevent or to disrupt Doomfist, because you already get forced out. And I think the key thing there is keeping the space. It's flying to the statue, it's staying here. It's being able to keep the space, force out the Doomfist, and in fact, I can back it up a little bit here, right? And let's say you flew over here, right? You can, again, you've got more cover to use. You can actually see the Genji shooting you in the back, and you can actually DM him at the same time. And if you were here, right, you can just shoot the Doom. You're gonna shoot, and he can't do anything, right? If you're on the statue here, what is the Doomist gonna do? He can't do anything, right? He can't punch you. He's half HP. He's actually lower than half HP right now. You just blitz him with your micro missiles, and he's forced out. So that's the big mistake there, micro-wise, is your booster placement. It's kind of the thing that sells this fight, or throws this fight in a way. I think even here as well, you get so tunneled in terms of just walking into the Doomfist here as well. You're trying to get damage onto him, but you're not aware of the Kiriko behind you here as well, and maybe even the Genji that dashes through you, so you get melted here. It's really not great. But yeah, not ideal there. Okay. So the boost of mindset is really important. And yeah, your backline just gets blown up there. Not ideal. Okay, maybe it's still winnable. Maybe. Probably have to give it a tip to see maybe. Sure. So maybe a little bit slower to help out your Freya, but nothing crazy. I think staying hotel is fine. Like, just give them a tick or two, and then just wait until the point again, once your supports are back. But barring that, I think it's still very losable. Okay. Yeah, stands back. Sure. Fine. Maybe it's dodgeable. Pretty hard to get punched out, yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you for doing that. Probably just get the mech there. Okay, some of you get the kill and get out. Sure. I'm just crazy. Sure. Okay, alright, we'll see here. So this part of the map here should be quite easy for you, because there's only two places that Doom and Genji can really go. It's this main high grounds, also this main angle, and this high ground over here top left, right? Those are the two main angles that you can really utilize. There's obviously this third one too, but no one really goes here anyways, and it's very telegraphed. So this shouldn't be a role here, right? I think where it's easy to get disrupted, or where it's easy to get thrown off, is if this guy gets punched and then punches your backline. And then what do you do then, right? I think at that point in time, I want you to zone off the Ana, the Cassidy, the Kiriko, and stay here and zone off the backline when Doom goes in. It's kind of the big thing I want to see here. And of course, if you're able to, try and force Doom early before he's able to do that. But we'll see. Okay, so again, this thing, look how much space you're losing here, right? Like, look at this. If I zoom out, right? We go from holding this corner here, we'll draw a box. Like here. Right? Like roughly where you could be playing. And it's like, in actuality, you don't need to leave here, right? If you really think about it, because this person's not peeking, this person's not a threat, this person's not a threat, right? If you're standing here in this little box, right? In this little box over here, Doom's not a threat to you because you're relatively far away. Genji's not a threat to you because he's relatively far away, right? You're gonna stand here and shoot the Doom, right? Make it a thorn, make it difficult for them to force you out. And again, there's a ton of micro you could do here as well, right? You can maybe fly up to this building, right? Stay in this angle, try and force out Doom. Let's make it difficult for Doom and Genji to force you out. Yeah, you get really forced out there, which is not ideal, right? And now it's again, it's becoming reminiscent of that first fight where you're stacking your supports, and if this guy has punch and punches your backline, it's gonna be over. You're gonna feel helpless, and that's kind of the key thing. Again, if this guy gets a good punch, or he gets a good angle and he gets good staging, it's gonna be over. Which is not ideal. Okay. Okay, that's good, right? Forcing out Genji. I mean, that's fairly good there, right? No dash, goods. Look at your POV here now. Okay. Okay. I'll Doom, sure. The Meteor Strike, sure. Not much to get again. It's just like you can't live a good dive. There was a really good saying by this coach. What I'll do right now, I'll link it to you after because it's a really good video to watch. Because I'm gonna forget if I don't link it to you now. But it's really insightful in terms of how you should think about living dives. And it's the exact same idea. It's a different comp, right? But it's the exact same idea here. Where like you're constantly on the back foot. Whereas as we saw beforehand, you could have just kept the space behind and made it impossible, made it really tough for the Doomfist to come and clear you. You can watch that afterwards. Just think to do that. That's really, really important. You can't have a good dive. And even here, I can look back a little bit here. I want to see top down. So off default dash is the key thing I want to see. So off default dash. Right, so where could you maybe play?
I could play on the high ground, but I think he'll just ignore me and punch the backline.
Maybe, right? So I'm not saying high ground, maybe. I think my bigger concern here, honestly, is that you're just too far away. Like, the Cass can force you out, the Kiri can force you out, the Ana can force you out. It's not particularly ideal. And you also use boosters as well, right? And if you use boosters, then this guy's gonna have an opening to go through your backline. So where maybe else can you move to?
The left room.
Yeah, maybe left room. I think that could work as well. You don't use boosters here. You can still shoot Doomers the entire time, right? There's another thing you could do here as well, which is a little bit. It's very simple. We'll say that. What's something else you can maybe do here?
Stay here.
Stay, sure. Could you maybe walk up right now?
Yeah, I could.
Right. So the only threat to you. Who's the only threat to you right now?
Doom.
Doom. Do you like this matchup against Doom? Do you like him front to backing and matching him front on?
I could do that.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
And I think that favors you, right? I don't think Doomfist likes shooting a big, scary diva who's got armor and has more HP than the Doom itself, right? So what you could do right now is very simply W key, shoot Doom, pop missiles. If he blocks the missiles, by the way, turn around and then don't give him punch, right? Obviously. So just micro there. But beware of the power block. But just walk forward, force out his power block with your missiles, and then he's got one of two options, right? So if you do that, what is the Doom going to do? What can he do?
He needs to back off a bit.
Right. What does that do for your backline?
Yeah.
Right, it creates space for them, right? It makes it easier for your backline, walk up, right? And this is the thing that's quite hard to spot. It's, again, because if you're not doing, it doesn't feel like you're doing anything crazily wrong, right? But it's the fact that you're not forcing out this Doomfist when, look at this distance, right? You like, this is good for you, right? Like, you like the short range, front to back, and when I say front to back, by the way, I just mean matching the enemy tank, is what I mean by saying front to back. Yeah, you're matching the front, you're going head on before going backline, is what front to back means. But you like this head on matchup against Doomfist, right? He doesn't want to be here. Doom wants to be here. Doom wants to be around here, right? He wants to be around you. He doesn't like this, right? And if this guy, right, if he decides to punch up to or slam up to the high ground, chase him, force him out, right? Similar to what you did first fight. So, yeah, it's this emission. Is this fact that you don't go and you mark the Doomfist is what is killing me here, sadly. You kind of get scared away, and it's like, why are you scared? This guy has dashed away. Cast damage isn't that big of a threat. You've got a 3-second defense matrix, right? It's not that scary. And this guy's got no power block here too, right? Like there's no real threat to you here. And your Ana can still see you the entire time, right? And you've got armor. Like there's no reason to not walk this, right? So yeah, it's an emission. It's something that again I'm surprised you don't do here. You back up the entire time. And it's like this is the time to walk. This is the time. force out that Doomfist. I do not want to see him down main. I do not want to see him full HP right now. You're going to die. So yeah, it's not great. And maybe if you're lucky there, then maybe you can, if you get good missiles and you're lucky, you can maybe force out his meteor strike really, really early. And then your honor keeps steeped up for your meteor strike. Is kind of how it's the path to winning this fight. You need to be way more proactive in forcing up that Doomfist. You cannot just let him stage and keep the space. Okay. I mean, your supports are dead, but maybe you can fly back. Maybe. It's risky right now. You can get the net really easily. 68. Honestly, I would have just flown back down here and let your Hanzo die because I don't want to get demaced. Which probably will. Yeah, you get demaced. Word is really not good because now we're in big second territory. And now there's no way you can charge. No way. Ah, that sucks. Yeah. I think some of your mindset is too oriented towards peeling. Like, you're too focused on, and this, when you watch the video that I linked to, he also meant the Capitology, he also mentioned this too. You're too focused on, how can I live this dive? How can I survive this dive? It's a very common mental trap that players get into. Because you can't, is the answer. You can't live a Doomfist with Empowered Punch when you're playing Arna Zen. You just can't. The trick is making sure you never get to that stage to begin with. That's the trick. But yeah. Okay, we'll see here. This is just getting mech back. There's nothing crazy here. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, just get mech. Mech. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. There we go. Finally. We'll see here. Okay, good boosters. Nice. Right. Nice. And again, that it's a small thing, right? I mean, is he gonna die? There's no way.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, that's funny as fuck. But that he shouldn't have died there, right? But that thing is really important. It's even if he slammed out, even if he like slammed back to like here, for example, right? That gives so much space to your backline. And again, go further, right? Like keep pushing him, keep him on the back foot, never let him stage. That's trick against Doom. Okay. Yeah, fortunate from your Hanzo. Okay. Fine. Don't lose all your armor to begin with, but this is okay. Okay, force out Genji, good. Don't mind that. Fortunately, Rash. This is just, honestly, there's not really too much you could do here, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say to you, like, when you see a Genji playing up here, and a Cass is playing, like, back here, and your Ashe wins the duel with long range, and you're playing the ranged backline, I'm not gonna blame you for this, to be honest. But yeah. Like, your main, considering you're the only character in your comp, right? You're the only character that's got mobility. You're the only character that can directly contest the Doom and the Genji. Which is your job, right? So I'm not gonna cry at you for, like, letting your team die to a Cassidy. Unless there's, like, again, there's something else you could have done. Okay, good. You're gonna force dash or deflect it. Right, yeah, there we go. No deflect, Kitsune's out. Okay, fine. Sure. And the boost is very lucky. There's some dives you can just live, like, some dives based on ultimates, they will be easy to live. But yeah. Okay. Whoa, this dash is really, that boost is really risky. Okay, nice sleep up there. Why go straight, okay. How could you, again, this relates back to the whole booster placement thing on first fight. I don't mind boosting on Takasity. He's very scary. He's got nano boost, he's in a very aggressive angle right now. I think boosters is fine. Where could you maybe finish your boosters though?
By the cover.
Right, so booster onto him, straightforward. And then use the second off of your boosters to finish right here. DM him, you can still DM this, right? Like you can put a DM here, right? He'll eat his shots. And then play the cover, right? And your Arna can still see you, or roughly can still see you, give or take, right? And you're fairly safe, right? So that's how you could have played that. Instead of again
I thought
going
that was
straight
more body blocking him.
Right. Okay. Pretty lucky there. Oh my god. That's really risky. I wouldn't have done that boosters. Because if you get DMAC there, you just die. I would have just gone back to the mini here. To get the mini. But yeah, small thing. Nothing crazy. Okay. Well, let's see here. Okay. Okay. Zarya now, oh my god. Sure, dude, why not? I want to see a really good pick for you. Makes your backline stuff way easier. Because now all you need to do is just like force Genji out and control high grounds. And that's all you need to do. Of course you end up losing this though eventually. Okay. Let me see what you boost over again. Yeah, why do you boost it back to your Zen?
Thought he was dying.
Yeah, he's half HP, but he's not like... There's not a gross amount of aggression, right? Like, look at their team, right? Zara can't reach your Zen. Kiriko can't reach your Zen. Cass can't. Ana can't. Only Genji can. But you were just marking Genji a second ago, right? So, like... This is what I mean by, like, giving up all the space, you know? And if you're Zarya, right? Let's say you're Zarya and you see this. And you see D.Va give up the space. Or maybe, yeah, like, what are you going to do now if you're Zarya?
Push to the backline now.
Yeah, you're just, exactly, right? You're just gonna go straight for backline. You're gonna push forward and go straight for backline because you're not peeling for it. You haven't got boosters anymore, right? And there's also, you're not, as when you're playing Zarya here, you're not scared of backline trades. Like, you fully know now that, okay, D.Va's been forced out for whatever reason. My backline's completely safe. I can just go steamroll ahead and go for backline, right? Absolutely right. So this is, again, you're way too peel oriented. Or you're letting your teammates dictate what you should be doing with the character a little bit too much, right? It's still important to be aware of what your teammates do, but don't let them jeopardize your mid-fight positioning. Or don't let them, again, cost your character. Like if there's a Genji dashing onto your Zen, right? Sure, I'm okay with that. Sure, you can peel for your Zen. I think that's okay. But he's not. He's right here. He's right next to you. Keep shooting the Genji. Keep forcing him out.
Yeah.
So now you lose all the space. Okay. I'll go high ground again. Oh, definitely. Again, I need to force up this Genji. The thing is, like somewhere here, just force him out. Absolutely, just force him out. I don't even think you're aware of where he's at, to be honest. I don't think you're aware that he's top right or something. And shooting your Ashe, and then your Ashe is like scared, and then it's forced to bubble away. You know, like this is the thing. This is what your character's built for. And it's funny because this is the bit you should be peeling. Right? This is the bit you should be peeling. But beforehand, you start peeling for your Zen for no reason, right? It's like you're peeling when you shouldn't, and you're not peeling when you should. And again, it's based on the aggression from partially their Genji, right? But also again from your Zen. Like your Zen was taking basically no aggro there at all. Because no one could have reached them. They're very unfortunate. And funnily enough, had you stayed here, right? If you say that you stayed here and you let your Zen deep peek this, right? If you stayed here, you would have shot the Genji, and he would have never been able to reach your Ashe to begin with. And that's the important thing when you're playing the dive catch. Okay, sure. You can maybe boost into the Cassidy and finish up here. Is a nice thing you can do. You can soft engage it. Yeah. A small thing now, right? Either just boost into them and then boost her like up to here, or boost her up to here. Right? Either one's fine. Especially again when you're playing into a comp that can't like reach you. Like when Genji dies, nobody on their comp is going to duel you. Mainly because they can't. Okay. Yeah, sure. The Zarya's really low. You've got 2 people. Fine. Sure. Also, your DA micro's not bad. I haven't seen you haven't been slept once, I think, on this defense. Good. Okay, we'll see here. Alrighty. Hang on. Someone just DM me. Okay. Alright, we'll see here. Okay. Ram now, sure. Doesn't change the matchup too much. We're getting really heavily poked out here. Where should you be playing? Where should you have boosted to?
High ground on the left.
Right? Why don't you? Why are you still here?
I thought if I do that, someone behind me will instantly die.
Right, that's what you're scared of, right? And I think the key threat here, I think part of that is the threat of their backline. Like I think I've talked to you about this before and about holding these like aggressive but safe spaces, right? But if you're partially top left, right, I'll give you a better example of this in a moment. But if you're top left, right, you're constantly at threat of dropping on the backline and sort of DMing them in the first place. I think the better example of that to show that is top right actually, because you're closer to the backline here. And again, no one can force you out, right? Like Ram can't really do much about it. Genji, you're gonna force him out. You'll win that duel, right? What's this person? Cass can't do anything about it. Zen can't really. Kiriko can't. So this is a great aggressive but safe position where you can hold this angle, force out Genji, and then drop on backline if they end up peeking it. But yeah, I think again what I don't want to see here is you front to backing a Ramatra. Because again, this is not your matchup. This is not what you're good at. And it's actually you that gets smoked out here. And now you use all the space, you're half HP, right? The team's fully stacked. And now, had you been top, let's say you were top left, right? Now is the time where you actually want to be DMing stuff. Right now, there's a high noon going on. The Genji's in a really good, he's in a decent position right now. What's the backline? The back cast is right there. Backlane's in a decent position to swing. If you're here, the Zen's gonna look at you. If you're DMing him and you're DMing him and you're shooting with missiles, right? He's gonna look at you, not your backline, and that's when it's important. Don't put too much emphasis on pre-fight picks, is what I'll say. But yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay, I mean, here's a kind of cook. Honestly, there, I would have just gone deeper. Like, I would have boosted all the way through here and then tried to get a flank behind them, to be honest. But yeah, nothing crazy, to be honest. He just walked through sadly. Fine. Okay. Honestly, I would have gone straight for backline. You were in trans in that moment in time. Your backline was fine during trans. I would have gone straight for Zen. He's of course easy to kill and dangerous. Nice. Better late than never, as the saying goes. Acid next, isolated. Sure, bomb's time. Finish him off nice. And that's gonna be C9 probably. Yeah. Far away. Too little, too late there. Like that was completely fine there towards the end. I just would have liked to seen that done a little bit earlier. Where again you could have just matched the backline a bit earlier. But yeah. Okay, we'll see here. Okay. Oh yes, defense good, because there you go, they have less time. Alright. Macho again. Okay, no deflect. Don't give up space too early. Okay. Forcing out Genji, I don't mind that, sure. Right, why is going Genji get fine?
He's alone.
He's alone, right? He's very aggressive, right? Why else is it fine too? Is there a big opportunity cost for going onto Genji?
No, they're not in yet.
No, exactly, right? So this is completely fine, right? Your Zen's not a big threat, Ram's not a big threat. Ram's right, you can see the ping as well. Ram's like behind the statue, so this is completely reasonable to do. Sure. Maybe yeah, full deflect, nice. Sure. Okay. Okay, don't get fucked out too much. Okay, force Genji again. Sure. Fine. Right, so after you force Genji, what are your options? What can you do? You've done the hard thing. And the dash and deflect, what can you maybe do?
I could walk out and look at where they are.
Right, so you don't exactly know where the entire enemy team is, right? Where could you fly to maybe?
Maybe behind the telephone post.
Yeah, that could work. I'm not exactly what I thought, but I think that's okay. I think this, honestly, like, I think what you could do here is just boost it forward, try and catch the Genji kill. If not, that's fine. Again, you can cancel it with your, yeah, you can do that half thing with your boosters. So the first off your boosters is, hey, can I catch this Genji kill? Can I force him out, right? If not, that's okay, that's fine. You can cancel your boosters and DM the Cassidy instead. And that's fine as well. So we'll see what you end up doing here. But you can see the space here is not great. I want you to push back out and make sure they don't get any space here. And this is where zoning becomes really important, right? Because what I don't want happening is this person to a lesser extent, and this person too, getting free reign on your backline. That needs to be zoned out. I do not want to see you shoot a Ramatra. At least for the entire time. Okay. Did they just get railed? Okay. Yeah, like we have no like threat or awareness to the backline here, and luckily your soldier just lands a railgun kill onto the enemy Zen, right? I think if I zoom out here, it becomes a little bit more obvious what I'm sort of mentioning here. Half-time speed. right? It's just kind of like slight peek here and just zoning him away, right? You don't have to like dive onto him because you just can't, right? But some small peek there would have been quite nice. If you're gonna try and threaten Zen and you want to use your boosters, where could you maybe move to or fly to potentially? That threatens Zen.
End up on the high ground
Right?
behind him.
So very, very, very similar to King's Row third point defense on the high ground, right? Very similar kind of case. Where if you're here, Zen can't force you out, Cass can't force you out, only Genji can, but you just saw Genji's just used his dash and his deflect, so even he can't force you out, and Kiriko's too far away. So this would have been a nice place to fly to if you wanted to put pressure on backline. And if you're scared, as you mentioned, right, if you're scared about, oh, my team is gonna die to poke from Zen or Cass, this is how you deal with it, essentially, is going to hit. So yeah, if you wanted to do that, that's fine as well. Of course, I'd make sure you have some DM so you can DM first, and then finish up here is what all I'd say. So you don't get shut down when you're flying. But yeah. Okay. Luckily your Sojin does the heavy lifting there for you. Okay, of course, Genji, nice. Nice, sure. Nice. Yeah, you can match from much, but no one else is alive, so fine. But of course, judging by time, you end up losing points somehow. So we'll see. Okay. Okay. Oh, we don't need to get poked out here too much. Okay, good, they're on fire. Ram is half HP. Peeking a little bit. We force out Genji, we see him, nice. Okay, but again, it's... Oh, you're gonna get cooked here. Where do you need to finish your boosters?
On high ground.
Right? Top left will be fine. I think this is okay. I don't mind this. But it's that third time that we've seen boost placement almost been really, really, really pivotal. You're so tunneled on getting the kill. And now you're 400 HP, you've just been Kitsune'd, and you have no boosters. So, this is not looking good. I will say that. Oh, you get the kill luckily. Okay, thank God. Okay, very lucky there to be honest. But of course, it would have been, you could have done the exact same thing, but way safer. Had you just been here, you could just drop off and then get the kill. But yeah. Luckily you get the kills though. Here you can just go through whoever's killable. Sure, this doesn't die, so whatever. Capacity, sure. Yeah, maybe you do end up following this. Mercy, nice. Okay. Give him a little bit. Yeah, sure, force him out, nice. A really nice thing to do, this isn't specific to D.Va, but if you notice that I can't actually reach the backline because they're too far away, a nice thing you can do is just shoot the front line. Like hard force out the Genji and the Ramatra, and you'll force the backline to walk forward. Because if you're this Kiriko here, and you're like, oh, my Ram's really low, or my Doom's really low, or my Genji's really low, she needs to walk forward to help them out. Or she just stays behind and she plays distance, and then in that case you can kill the Ram or the Genji. So this will force the Genji to get the Kiriko to walk forward. And you shoot the Ram. Okay. Why do we give space here? Why do we boost this? Look, like you just force Suzu, Valkyrie, or almost Valkyrie, right? I think yeah, she's got the dual beam perk. So you force the Ram form, and you force Suzu, and you're still fine. You can still Arna can still see you. So why boost away from here?
I was playing on instinct. I think I'm playing too scared.
Yeah, I don't see the aggression that warrants you leaving here. To be honest, you got Mini here as well, right? Like, you have the advantage here. And the more it calls in, the more it dies. It's not good. And now again, look how tough this is, right? Like you lost so much space by those boosters. So much space. And now, like, oh my, look at this. 1, 2. You lost hotel. You lost alleyway. Oh, that's the highlighter. Like alleyway, hotel, statue. This high ground here is theirs now. This space is theirs. All that is lost because you boosted back. They're really not ideal. Okay, we'll see here. And again, it's why that awareness of the cooldowns that the enemy team have used is really important, and being able to tell who's at the advantage and who's not. Because after I see Ram Shield, Form, and Suzu, the advantage is in your favor. And I would have only boosted out if you were really crit HP, or if there was a Genji behind you shooting you, but there wasn't. really unfortunate. Okay. Sure, I mean, I get keeping point there. Honestly, I would have just gone for Cassidy or Kiriko or something when he nano boosted. And try and let Force trade. Oh yeah. That's gonna be next place. Probably an alleyway. Okay. Okay, we'll see here. Okay. Fine. Sure. Okay, no sleep darts. Had so much poke. Where's your backline? 400 HP right now. I think the backline's with you, but you're just taking a. You just peak way too early. Like you're taking way too much poke because you're peaking on 400 HP. Just chill for a moment. Chill. Let Connor come. Let Cart come around the corner and let these guys again do something so they can actually beat the stages. Now you're getting heavily forced out again, losing space. Sure. And now where could you maybe fly back to?
The left high ground.
Yeah, right over here, right? Back over here. And then you can actually get a nice pincer, right? If you're here, the backline can still see you. And you get a nice pincer. Right? Very easy. Very unfortunate. And your boost replacements have not been great. Okay. Ash just gets a magic kill. That's probably going to be their attack. Am gets low. Dr. Mouse is really close. Yeah, bomb. Fine. Okay, sure. I don't know how you get boosted out there, that's fine. This is fine. Okay. Nothing crazy there towards the end, but again, that boost placement's really tough. Because you cannot be boosting back main against a Ram comp, or against comps that can't force you out. Yeah, we'll see here. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it looks like you're getting full health here. Yeah, we'll see. Nice hits. Vortex. Okay, Ram's low, no shield. What's up, Genji? No dash. Honestly, I would've just boosted him to Genji here, to be honest. Like, I would've just gone straight, because again, is the Ram a threat?
No.
No, he's not, right? You're not losing. It's the exact same thing as your defense here. First fight, when you boost him to the Genji, it's the exact same thing. You're not losing out on anything, right? And also you can hedge your bets too, right? If you're scared about the Cassidy, you can boost onto the Genji, force him out, and then DM forward, and then you can catch the Cassidy shots. If you want to hedge your bets, again, that's fine to do. Okay. Okay, sure. Okay, you got a cast kill, and you still lose this. I assume that they're gonna get a res, right? So we'll see. Okay. Trying to hard deny res. I'm not a fan of again your boost placement. It's like killing me. I actually don't hate going on Mercy. I really don't. I actually really don't hate it, right? But like, where could you maybe fly to from here? Like 2 options.
To behind the doorway.
Yeah, so that's one of them. What's the second option that you have?
Back to the hotel.
Yeah, that's the third option actually. I wasn't even thinking of that. I was also thinking you could just fly up to here and go up to the high grounds. It's again similar kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I think going back to hotel's fine as well because you're really low. But yeah. Okay, somehow you inadvertently ended up here. Good. I don't mind the boost there. Finish off the Kiriko. That's okay. Nice. Booster out. Oh, I would have gone through. I wouldn't have gone through. Again, the boosters, man. This is fine. Now you got that kill. Get out. I need to leave. Do not go through them. Go around them, right? I don't know what you're trying to go through a Ramatra. You can very easily stuff you and punish you. Again, your booster. This is more pathing rather than placement, to be honest. But again, it's related to your boosters. And that gets you demech. If you don't get demech there, you farm up another boost, you live, it's only Genji and Ram left, like you cap that point so easily. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now there's a Ram and a Genji coming up, and let's go. Oh, that's really well. You would have won that fight if you didn't get demech. There's a minute left on clock. Okay. Cool. Okay. Sure, I was gonna suggest flying here anyways. I think you did it eventually, right? I think here's fine too, maybe. Again, just make sure there's not a big opportunity cost from going top right again. I think that's why here's a bit better, because you can still contest the Cassidy here compared to here, right? So I think here's good. Just get to the angle a bit quicker, is all I'd say. Okay. Cool, nice DM. Like it. Nice! Nice, right? You see Cass rolling in, playing aggressively, you DM his shots, get good micro missiles. Yeah, nice, I like it. Okay. Cool, go backline, I like it. Looks to me though, you might still lose it. Maybe. Maybe you don't. Okay. You get capped there. I still got time. Okay, we'll see here. Okay. Okay. What could you have done here after you cap point?
Get on high ground.
Yeah, right. So either walk forward and chase Genji, or get Taigon, like control this, get the Kiriko out, and then control the Saigon, right? Ram can't do anything about that. Not ideal. Okay. Okay. Not a massive mistake though. So I don't want that Genji on high ground. Like, you don't want him on high ground. Nice. Come out. Give him a Genji, that's okay. Give him a little bit too, that's okay. Cool. Drop onto him, fine. Kill him, cool. Push it out, fine. I'm okay with the placement. Cool. DM, nice. Good DM. So far, so good. I like your boost placement. I like where you boosted to. The missiles were good. I like your positioning right now. DM was good into the high noon. So far, this has been your best fight. I've got no real complaints so far. Okay. Oh, the Matrix. Okay. There's a Genji on top of you. Okay. Okay, we'll watch a bit more for something. Sure. So, what's the big threat right now?
The Genji that I can't see.
Partially, right? What else?
The window.
The window, right? Can you do something about the window?
I can zone them away from the window.
Right, so where could you maybe fly to? That... How do I say it? How do I say it? How could you zone the window here? Or keep it vague.
I think by going into the room, I zone the window.
Now again somewhere, right? So you can maybe go into the room, put your DM like this across the window, and that could be nice, right? What else could you maybe do? I'm not saying you should do this. I think that's the obvious one here, to be honest. I think that's the best thing to do. But what's something else you could maybe think about doing?
Get behind the card.
Yes, right. So I think get behind the car is a little bit more vague. Where could if you're going to use boosters, where could you maybe fly to?
That high ground.
Yeah, right. So maybe here is the best bet. Now, of course, you're too far away. This is just too far away to matrix the window, right? But I think the point of doing this is you go through here, you DM the window a little bit, you fly through them, and then you finish on the high grounds, and then you drop off again and start shooting them from behind. And what that does is, sure, you're not DMing the window directly, right? But because you're shooting them from behind, they need to turn around away from the window to come and force you out. So that's the key point that I'm getting at by going behind against the high ground. I would only do it if you've got how do I say it? If there's a trigger to do so. So if this person's low, if this person's low, then I'd boost it through them and look to go behind them. Or if you're already down numbers, if your Ana dies, if your Moira dies, if your Genji dies, then I'd also do it. Because you need to get a pick, right? Otherwise you're gonna lose. But yeah, I think that's the key thing. That is going through the library and zoning off the window for sure is by far the main thing. Here you don't quite do that. You kind of do it here. Kind of do it here a little bit. Get forced out, get too scared, and then you run away, right? So it's a little bit too late. I think is the main thing. Like your team they already get a ton of space from it. And you could have stayed there for a little bit longer too. You've got Diva Bomb, right? You can zone away with Bomb. Bomb is perfect for zoning. Toss it in the air, remech on point, that's fine, right? But yeah, I think that's kind of the key thing there. So you could have used your bomb to zone off the window a little bit more, and you could have done it a little bit earlier too. But that's going to be lost fight. Okay, we'll look at the attack here because we didn't get a chance to look at it. So we'll look at the attack. And see. Okay. This is where they're running green first. Okay. Sure. Honestly, I'm not gonna nitpick those boosters because, in fairness, you know, like in fairness, like you know that comp yet, so I think it's fine. Here again, can we force the Doom institution? Okay, walk and doom, good. We're walking missile. Yeah, I would like those missiles, right? I think after he's used power block and he's like half HP, I would love those missiles. Of course, they achieve the same goal. He's forced out, right? And because he's forced out, no slam, he can't go in. Keep pushing. I need the pressure on Doom. Okay. Yeah, so there's not too much you could have done to prevent that punch there, to be fair, right? I think maybe a little bit quicker on the walk up to force him out even more. Could have been quite nice. Maybe even boosting through a tail could have been nice as well. We'll see here from your POV if that was reasonable. Yeah. And I think it's fine to stay here. I think Cass is like a threat here, is my main concern. So either boosting onto Cass and finishing off the kill because he's low HP, or if he's dead or he's zoned away, then you can go for the Doom instead. But nothing crazy this fight to be. Okay, shots are fine. Sure. Cancel that from boosters. Okay. You just have no DM now to eat that on that, but let's see that looks good. Sure. Alright, relatively fine. Okay. Sure. Alright, we'll see here. Okay. Yeah, this is a good angle, right? I like this. And oh yeah, did we leave it? I remember this. Why did you leave this angle?
I think DM's done. I'm dangerous.
You think you're in danger?
Yeah.
From who?
Yeah, that's been a common theme. I think if I'm really far away from my team in a high ground or cover, that is not smart. But it is.
Yeah, I think it depends, right? I think in this situation, it depends on a few things. It depends on how easy it is. How easy is it to force you out? And I think the answer to that question is it's not very easy, actually, right? You've got cover here, right? Your Ana can see you. Hello, Ana. Hi. You can get healing. You've got a Mega here as well. Hello. You've got healing. Even more healing, right? You also have HP, so you're fine there. And you've got an escape path, right? You can just booster here and leave. Relatively fine. You can even do this. You can even booster, get the Mega, come up here, and now you're fine as well. And now your Ana can still see you, right? So I think you're still fine. Again, it's that aggressive but safe idea that I've been hammering onto you in the past. This is this is an example of it. It's a textbook example of it, and I don't quite know why you essentially give this up. I think again, reevaluate how much danger you're in. I think if we change the situations, let's say you're playing the Sombra, right, and your Ana is far away, and they're playing Lucio and Moira, right? Then staying here is a little bit more risky. Then maybe playing back here, or playing in a library, or playing one of those two things would have been fine, right? Playing a little bit closer to your team. But yeah, here, I think it's more than reasonable, right? I don't really see anybody, barring Genji and Doom, that can really force you out. Another factor of this too, it's less so here, but another factor is, how dangerous is it for their Cassidy to force you out? And if you really think about it, right? If this guy wants to force you out, Cassidy, he's on this corner here, he needs to walk right in front of your Ana's LOS. That's dangerous for him, right? Because he's getting chopped by Xenorbs, Ana spam, and you. He gets pincered, right? So that's another important thing to consider or think about. I call it the fancy word I like using is called risk baiting. All that means is you're baiting the Cassidy in this case to make a risky play. That's what it means. And that would be risky for him to sort of peek this corner here in open space to come and force you out in front of an Ana and a Zen. So yeah, giving up here, not great. And again, when we talk about giving up space here, that is really important. Imagine you were here, just pummeling down missiles onto that Doomfist, right? How on earth is that Doomfist going to get a good punch? The answer is that he isn't, right? He can't punch if he's getting shot by a D.Va behind him. Not ideal. So thankfully he just died, he just exploded there. He just dives in for no reason. That's very straightforward. Yeah. That's kind of what I meant by attack being a little bit of a steamroll here. We'll see. Let's speed up here. So Genji, sure. I might not. Sure. Fine. The hand goes up a little bit too much. Let me see if we could do anything about that. Let me see. So you see, hands up, 2 casts. Genji's to your right, Doom's coming back, the thingy Mijig. Yeah, where could he fly to?
Get the high ground.
Here, right? Which high grounds?
The left high ground.
Yeah, that could work, right? Why not this high ground? Curious.
Because it goes against with my fear that if I'm too far away, Doom will just punch in and I'm too late to help.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think either one of them is like fairly okay, to be honest. I think this one's again still relatively fine. My thing is like, Doom punch. Like if Doom hasn't got empowered, I don't think it's that big of a concern, anyways. And even if he does, again, as I mentioned beforehand, you can't peel a Doom empowered punch dive. You can't. I think that's the mentality that again you're very stuck in. Like again, literally, like first point in defense, this very first fight that we saw in this first board, you tried peeling Doom punch, didn't work because you can't do it. And again, you can't peel a good dive. It's preventing the swap-thing, and that's the important part. And if you can minimize the amount of space as Doom gets, that's the important part. So take as much space as you can, basically, without getting forced out, is the key thing. And make it hard for the Doomfist to try and reach your backline. So yeah. Okay. I will see here. Okay. The other high ground would have been fine, I don't mind that. Okay. Instead of going back now. Because again, you're staying here to try and peel Doomfist, but the hands will dies anyways, you know, like it's pointless. But yeah. Okay, sure, soft engage. Force Doom, late for trans, whatever. Okay. I would just hard force that Doom here. Absolutely, like, hard go onto him, you know? Again, look at backline, look at if there's anything you need to be DMing, right? But Cass died. This person's not that scary, let's be real. This person's too far away. So just go on Doom. You don't need to boost onto him, right? Just walk on him. Just W key and just missile him, you know? That's all you need to do. And again, if he missiles, then just turn around and then, you know, you don't farm punch. But yeah. Okay. I still missile him. Force him out. Good, right? Look at that, right? You can never reach your backline. You can never do it. Okay, still, I go into you're off HP, to be fair. Yeah, it's a bit harder to do that when you're off HP. I think the small thing here is just your boost placement again here. Where it's like, sure, I like the boosters here, right? Like, I'd like flicker up, I'd flicker up to like around about here, maybe the high gun could be nice. Or even just like this corner here would be fine. And then again, you can still shoot Doomfist while preserving your HP. The small boost placement there, just finish the high gun there, and you can still force that Doom. Small thing, but yeah. So again, you're fully coming onto Doomfist, and now you're really behind. Okay. Okay. All good there, to be fair. Okay. And here, like, I get why you're doing this, but again, you just can't. Your Doom just meteor strike, and the Genji's nano boosted, right? You're not gonna live that. This is impossible, right? Just get a trade. Get a trade onto the Ana or the Kiriko or whoever's killable, right? That's all I would say. You can't peel a Genji or a Doom with 2 ultimates. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you did so much peeling there. You know, like it's not gonna do much. Okay, we'll see here. Of course, if they're killable, to be clear, if they're killable, then yeah, absolutely you can fly onto the Genji there. That's fine. But clearly he's not killable with nano boost. Okay, we'll see here. Okay. Speed up. Okay. Okay. Sure. Oh, left there. So boosts are fine, right? Again, I think it's not really a placement thing. But I think the second you again, you're literally half boosters here, right? Flick to the left. play cover, DM, and that's fine. Right? You're not hard engaged onto Ana. You're never gonna do that anyways. Get slept. Naded, forced out. Oh, that's ugly. To get mega, yeah. Use of the space. Again, this is very reminiscent to first point defense again, where your placement screws you up and now you lost all the space.
Yeah.
Okay, your hands are just the goat. The hands are the goat apparently. Okay, like that little look to the right side was good. Being aware of the doing. Casting the kill though, so I don't mind that. We'll get short, go carry, fine. Fine, we'll TP, nice, do that. Okay. And I think especially, another thing I mentioned as well, especially when he's got empowered, it's like pointless trying to match it because he can cleave damage with empowered. So yeah, even if he punches you with it, you can hit your backline. Okay, we'll see here. Decent out. Like this position. Now with this, because we're running Lucio, it's like there's less sort of threat you need to zone. There's not like Zen orbs you need to eat. There's not Ana spam you need to eat. It's only really cast spam. So this actually becomes easier for your macro. You can actually clone to Doomfist quite a little bit more and force them out a lot more. So we'll see. Sure, no block. Fine. Go for Genji. Sure, I try and click on to Doomfist, but there's a lot of visual clutter as you can see, so I don't mind it too much. Yeah, that's good. Good zoning. Nice. Ah, nice, yeah, you DM the Phantom Hammer, got out on time, I don't mind that. Sure. Only small thing is that maybe you can stay here, right? After you DM the Phantom Hammer, you can stay here for a little bit longer. Only thing I'd say. But barring that, there's a pretty good fight. No complaints. Boom. Awesome just like sure. Yeah, it's whatever. Sure. Okay. Speed it up a little bit. Let's see this next. Short, nice. Hey, that's great, right? That is so good. I need that more often, right? Even though he's got empowered and you've given it to him, right? And the micro is like, whatever, right? I think it's fine shooting him here because he's 200 HP. You can't use the fucking punch. You can't use it. It's because he's 1 HP, right? And that saves your backline. I need that every fight. Every fight I need that. Because again, when he's got empowered punch and you're in that like little wedge zone, right, between him and the backline, like literally like right here, right? If he's got empowered punch, I don't give a shit if you're gonna drop your back and peel your back. It's not gonna matter, right? It's preventing that in the first place. That's really important. Like, that's so I cannot stress how important that is. I think you give up too much space for it, to be honest as well. I think you give up too much space, right? Like you're fine. You're 400 HP. Your backline can see you, right? Just hug this corner a little bit. Hug this corner here. Get healing from your team, shoot the Genji, and push the advantage, right? Fly to high ground here if he's gonna come to high ground and shoot the Doom. That's all it needs to take, right? Force him out. Just consistently force him out. If I see that Doom slam high ground, I'm gonna cry. Okay, he's just going that back main again, right? That's fine, whatever. But we'll see what you do here. Okay, good. Fine. Good. Walking him. The Genji's fine. Okay. I need some more disruption though. I need some more disruption. Again, look at this entire time, right? So, like, what are we doing here? You know, like we're not doing much. We're shooting Genji here a little bit. That's okay, right? But I need to drop here, missile this guy, and blow him up, force him out again. I want this guy to slam away back to his team, right? I need that to happen. Keep him on the back foot. Again, like it's that window of time. Okay, zoom out, it becomes clearer, right? Look again. He's got empowered. Why? We can't let him heal. Just don't let him heal up, you know? It's this is the reason. This is the thing. If he hits that punch, your team's dead. If he hits that punch, your Zens are going to be able to trans. Thankfully, he misses it. Right, but you don't want to gamble on the fact that he's going to miss a punch or not. Okay. Here, fine. I don't mind it. You're on backline, whatever. Cool. Fine. Your team lives with trans, right? But like, if I see that Doomfist AFK and you're not blowing them up with missiles, that's like a key red flag. Like a massive issue. Okay, and that's gonna be purple. Yes, yeah, no ultimates. Yeah, I'm gonna see that's gonna be over. Okay, we'll use this wall here. Okay, by far, I mean, there's two massive things. I think the big thing. I mean, I think the easier thing to fix is gonna be your jump placement. Also, your boost placement rather. placement, and pathing. Often it's the high grounds. It won't always be, but often like finishing on high. So for example, right, we saw that statue example on first point defense. That's a good case of it. They were like describing it as half and half too, half and half. And then that's pretty much. I'll say also this too. Try and have LOS to support. In this case, you had Ana, so I'll say Ana, but supports in general. Okay, second thing. The mentality or the mindsets to disrupt. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just gonna say to stop Doom. Disrupt Doom. W key. Again, make sure that you're not walking into the enemy. I want to be clear, right? Don't W key and feed into the enemy team, right? But W key out of the LOS from the Cassidy. When I say W key, I mean match him up front. Missile him. Force him out. Right? I don't want to see him get any space. He needs to be slamming back to his team every single time. And then your Zen's gonna be fine the entire time. You can't live a punch. You can't do it. And second thing with that is, I guess I'll say like zoning backline. Or often you'll be zoning. I'll say often. Often zoning when Doom's in. Unless Doom's low. Like if Doom's low, fine, right? If their backlane's too far away, if Doom's low, if Doom's killable, if their backline's not doing anything, or that for some reason they're just hard to mark or zone, then sure, you can fly onto Doomfist. I think that's okay. But often you'll be zoning when Doom's in. Which again, you did a decent job of. I think second point attack, you did a good job of, right? Zoning away the Kiriko and Cass Phantom Hammer, that was pretty good. And then third thing, we'll say about the spaces or the pre-fight. Yeah, I'll say like pre-fight spaces and the whole aggressive but safe positioning. Again, which will come down to how easy are you to clear, or how easy is it to clear you, and also how risky is it? I'll say is it for enemies to clear you. Those are, I guess, the three things. Any questions, queries, or concerns?
What if I'm playing against Ball?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, good question, right? It's the exact same thing against. I should clarify as well. It's not just Doom. It's the exact same thing against dive tanks. On Ball, it's a little bit harder to do because he won't frontline as much as Doom will, because Doom likes frontlining for punch. But it's a similar mentality. Like it's treated Ball like Genji is what you did, right? Because you know how first point defense King's Row on both overtime and normal, you're flying onto Genji and forcing him out, right? Like that stuff is the exact same thing you'll do against Ball. If Ball gets a good slam on your backline while Genji goes in, you're not gonna live that. The same thing against Hazard, same thing against all dive tanks. The way you do it will be slightly different, but it's the same mentality, for sure. And then of course when Ball slams in, like when he power drives, then again you'll often be zoning backline. Same thing. But yeah. Anything else to ask?
Do you think I should play more aggro generally?
It's not even just playing aggro. It's more like how much can you get away with safely is the question. You know. I think this game you could have gone away with a lot more than what you bargained for. I think because some fights you just got poked out really early and it was not fun. And then other fights again you could have just pushed Doomfist and there's no cost to it. You know. You like matching Doomfist straight up, so you can take that. And then sometimes you just match Duramartra straight up, and then for no reason when you got forced out. So it's the aggression's part of it, right? But I think the safety part of it is also important too. But yeah, and they'll come into the comp as well. Like if they're running Cass Brigana, guess what? They can't. They've got no verticality, zero verticality. You can just play aggressive high grounds, right? But yeah. Anything else?
Do you think my second tank should be a dive tank or a normal one?
I just I think having a second time, I would say like Hazard or something. Um, like a generally versatile tank as well. I'll say. Hazard's pretty decent as your second tank. Ram could be pretty good too. Orisa can be pretty good. Um, I think Hazard's got a similar skill set to Diva in terms of having different options, and again, forcing out is really important too. So I'd say Hazard. But just play what you enjoy and things that you find intuitive to what you what you want to play. I mean, for all I know, you could really enjoy playing Reinhardt, and Reinhardt is an awful character in the game right now, but you could really enjoy playing him, and you might feel comfortable playing Reinhardt. That'd be a fine tank to play. Yeah, whatever comes naturally to you, is what I'd say. Anything else?
Do you think I've peaked? Like, is there still a chance to climb further?
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. There's still time to. There's so much, like every single fight. Like you almost, how do I say it? If you fixed like the first two things, like the forcing out Doom thing and the booster placement, you probably would have won this game, or had an easier. If you were, I'm not sure if you actually won this game, but you've at least had an easier time, way easier time winning this game, and I guarantee you it wouldn't have gone to overtime. I think that's the important thing. It's like yeah, there's still a lot of room to improve. And I don't even think the things that I suggested are um that they're not small things. Like the fact that you're just letting Doom get healed up is insane to me. And then you just punch your backline, and because you're not disrupting them staging. That's a huge area to work on. Or a huge thing that you're not doing, you know. And the booster placement also, it costed you, you know. You lost yeah, you lost the first fight on first point attack. I think you lost because you got demeched. First point defense overtime, you lost because you just flew straight into the enemy team, whereas you could have finished on the statue. That's another important factor as well. The Kitsune fight again on first point defense where you flew into the Genji, the Kiriko Kitsune'd, and you almost got demeched. That's an important fight. So yeah, there are again things. I don't think there's still plenty of stuff to improve on. Yeah. But yeah. Anything else?
Thanks for the session.
Cool. No worries. Again, if you think of anything else, I'll try and get back to you.